Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Worldwide Weather Watch. Today's March 10th, and right now we are looking at the Indian Ocean, Madagascar, and Africa. I want you to watch Jude out here across Mozambique. I'm going to show you what's going to happen to this storm later as it moves back out over the open water. You see another tropical system out there as well. Now, if we take a look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, they do mention Jude is over land right now. There is Ivone, I believe that's how you pronounce it there as well. So yeah, you can see that other places in the world have their own meteorological centers as well. Now, taking a look at Jude across Mozambique, look at the spin in the atmosphere there. Watch it emerge back over the water, and just like a dust devil moving back over a dusty, warm field, it redevelops, takes another swing there at Madagascar, and then it will emerge back out of the water yet again, dropping some very heavy rainfall across Madagascar as it moves back across into the Indian Ocean, eventually back into the westerlies, and its heat gets dissipated across the southern hemisphere. So let's take a trip to the driest place on the planet. Atacama Desert there, South America. It's trapped between two mountain ranges here. Cold water current, not affecting much moisture towards the area. And I'll play this out for you here. This is precipitable water. And again, the Atacama Desert is right in this area. There's the Amazon rainforest, and some of the most lightning intense regions on the planet are across some of South America here, as well as some of the driest. If we put that into motion, again, the Atacama Desert is in here, and you can just see how dry it is, that gray just kind of hanging out as you get the deep moisture up here across the Amazon rainforest. And you can kind of see this pulsing in the intertropical convergence zone out across the Pacific Ocean, across portions of South America, then out across the Atlantic Ocean as well. But yeah, you don't get much rainfall at all. It only averages a couple millimeters of rain in an entire year, if you can believe that. Now, if you take a look, total precipitation in millimeters, this is the European extended model, goes at over 1,100 hours, 46 days. So let's scroll through here, and you can see the Amazon rainforest just absolutely getting hammered. That is not out of the norm, and this is not out of the norm as well, with no rainfall showing up here as we go through hour 816 there. It continues out all the way on in towards the end of the run, and you see some of the South American coastline here not getting any rainfall at all, and you're pegging the scale here across some of the northern portions of South America and the intertropical convergence zone. So very interesting stuff there. Now, if we look at the entire planet, I'm going to scroll all the way out through hour 900 here, and again, there's the Atacama Desert right there, but also look at how dry the Sierra Desert is here across portions of Africa. And then you can see the other very rainy areas here across the intertropical convergence zone, the Indian Ocean, the maritime continent, northern portions of Australia, stretching back across Pacific Ocean and back across South America. You can also see some storms taking shots here at the west coast of Canada as well, and some rainy spots across the Pacific Ocean there as well, and Atlantic Ocean also. So yeah, interesting stuff there. But yeah, Atacama Desert, Sahara Desert, two extremely arid places. Now, this is the southern hemisphere, and I want you to pay attention here. Mozambique, there's Jude, there's Madagascar right here. I want you to watch what happens to Jude. So you can see, of course, this is a lot of heat. It's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. Moving back over Madagascar, moves back out over the water a little bit here. But watch what happens when it starts getting caught up in the westerlies at the end of the run. See how the jet stream toggle back and forth? This jet stream got energized. That's because that energy starts to get pushed into the jet stream there, and you're increasing that temperature gradient, which in turn increases the wind, and that is what a jet stream is. And so that increases the gradient. Yeah, that's what is going to happen to Jude as it comes off the coast of Africa, moves across Madagascar, and re-emerges into the westerlies here across the southern hemisphere, and gets its heat distributed across the southern hemisphere. That is part of the heat transfer process of planet Earth. So let's take a look at the northern hemisphere on the flip side of things. We're looking for the strongest jet stream, and let me go back here. You can see as we're going on in through Thursday night and Friday, look at this jet stream racing across the North Pacific Ocean over 200 miles per hour. If you were flying from Japan towards San Francisco or Seattle or something, you want to try to get in this jet stream without being in too much turbulence there. You can really get a kick there with that nice tailwind racing back across the Pacific Ocean. But also, this is going to be helping to dig this troughing and keep it digging out over the lower 48. Stormy weather, big time mid-latitude cyclone with some severe weather out ahead of that system right there. And then you can see it swing up across some of the Great Lakes back up towards Canada. So yeah, Always fun looking at jet streams aloft. And speaking of mid-latitude cyclones, there's a closed low bringing some severe weather out in front of it as you go through, what is that, Wednesday. And then we wait for the next nasty boy here. Look at this bowling ball come roll across the central portion of the USA. Again, there's going to be snowfall all the way up into Canada. There's going to be severe weather and a frontal system all the way back down towards the Gulf as well. And you can see the troughing continue to be carved out as we extend on in through this weekend, powered by that potent jet stream that we saw out across the Pacific Ocean. Now, taking a look here, this is that closed low. You see there is going to be some severe weather here across the Arctic, and there's Arkansas, Oklahoma as well. And then we go on in towards Thursday afternoon shown. There's some lightning activity, but watch what happens as we go on into Friday. There's Friday late morning, Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday late morning, and then Saturday afternoon. So you can see that mid-latitude cyclone is causing quite the stir here, all the way from the Canadian border, all the way back down towards the Gulf as we go through this week. An extremely potent storm system. And if you take a look at the visuals of this, 700 millibars, 10,000 feet, look at that cold air racing out across portions of the plains here. And this is going to be marching on to the east as well. Just, again, a bowling ball just opening up a can of whoop, you know what, here across a lot of the lower 48 with this system. And if we stop that right there and we take a look at the surface temperatures at the same time, very cold air aloft, and then you got the warmth at the surface there. So you got a big gradient there, and that makes that convective available potential energy. You know, that's what leads to these severe storms. And plus, there's going to be plenty of wind shear as well. I mean, look at this jet streak coming in at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. You're talking about winds at 140 miles per hour here with this bowling ball just rolling down into some of the southern plains and moving out across the Mississippi Valley. Just a ridiculous jet streak associated with that storm. And you can see in the Storm Prediction Center, they do mention that 100 knot 500 millibar jet streak there as well. And yeah, they're still trying to fine tune some of the details here. It's still in the day 5 activity as of right now. And taking a look here over the last 30 days, man, La Nina is just getting itself taken apart here rather rapidly. That warm water is really building up along the coastline, and it is eating away at La Nina as we speak. And if we take a look at latest data here, this was brought out today, Nino 3.4. We are at neutral right now. We're not even in La Nina as far as the equatorial Pacific Ocean is concerned. And that's where we do measure those conditions, Nino 3.4 there between 170 west and 120 west across the equatorial Pacific. But yeah, we've climbed back out towards neutral conditions as we speak. And you can see we were at negative 0.5 in December, negative 0.6. Are we going to be classified as a La Nina? Man, it is going to go down to the wire because you need to get 5 of these 3-month running totals in there. And I don't know if there's going to be some adjustment here as we go. I don't know what February is going to turn out to be. Maybe negative 0.4 or something. So I don't know. Are we going to be just a chilly neutral, or will this be La Nina conditions? We're not quite sure. Because, for example, you can see from 2019 to 2020, you had 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and then 0.4. So it was just 1/10 of a degree off officially being an El Nino right there. So I don't know if we're going to be considered La Nina when all is said and done, even though the atmosphere has been acting like it at times and still kind of is. Southern Oscillation Index is positive right now, but that is also falling off quite rapidly here as we head towards mid-March as well. You see the 30-day contribution only 1.78, 90-day average SOI is at 5 right now, but it is also on the downtrend, the yellow line there as well. And what that SOI is the Pacific Walker circulation. We take the pressure at Tahiti versus Darwin, and right now it's still higher over Tahiti than it is Darwin, but that is on the wane here. And when you get that, that's La Nina basically, where you're enhancing this convection out over the maritime continent. That changes Rossby waves and ridges and troughs and all kinds of stuff downstream. And that means global considerations as far as who gets what kind of weather. And in the reverse is true during El Nino when you bring this deeper convection out over the central Pacific Ocean as well. And you kind of reverse this wind flow. And of course, that changes the entire global pattern as well. So anyway, I'll kick this video out here. Hope you guys are enjoying this channel. I'll do my normal briefings tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.